Yo, this is Combat Cult MMA. Never back down. Strap in, Cult, because today we are diving so deep into the psychology of the fight game that we are going to need oxygen tanks. While Ilia Topuria is out here in the media, running his mouth in every single interview, calling Arman Tsarukyan a dummy, a child, and a spoiled daddy's boy, Arman went out and silently proved exactly why his fight IQ is operating on an entirely different frequency. Arman flew to France to take part in a high-stakes social experiment that would fry the brain of your average UFC fighter. The challenge? He was put in a room with 11 guys, 11 absolute units claiming to be professional fighters. But the catch is, only one of them is an actual pro MMA fighter. The rest are amateur MMA guys, amateur kickboxers, wrestlers, and street athletes. Today we are breaking down how Tsarukyan's mind works and why Topuria should be very, very careful about underestimating the mental warfare of the Matador's next opponent. Let's get it. Let's set the scene, because the context here is absolutely insane. This wasn't a room full of random guys pulled from a coffee shop. The lineup consisted of guys living in France, but ethnically, this was a murderer's row. Chechens, Dagestanis, Kabardians, Azerbaijanis, Armenians, and Arabs. If you know anything about the global MMA landscape, you know that this specific demographic breeds absolute monsters. As Arman himself noted right away, scanning the room, almost all of these guys look like predators. They look like fighters. They all have the cauliflower ears, the broken noses, the wide shoulders, and that 1,000-yard stare. Trying to pick one professional out of a lineup where every single guy looks like he wrestles bears in the mountains for breakfast is a nightmare. But Arman didn't flinch. He turned it into a masterclass of deduction. Phase 1 was the interrogation and the visual scan. This is where the mental chess match began. Arman didn't just ask them their names, he threw highly specific technical questions at them to see who would stutter. He was asking, what's your walk-around weight? How many pounds do you cut for a fight? What's your go-to submission from the guard? Where do you train and who is your head coach? If you are a fake, these questions are a trap. But Arman went even further. He started roasting them to test their egos. He walked up to one guy who was massively jacked, looking like a Greek god with veins on his veins. Most people would think that's the toughest guy in the room. Arman just smirked and said, "Bro, you are on steroids. You are way too muscular for a real fight. If you step in the cage, those muscles will eat all your oxygen in 60 seconds. You're a bodybuilder, not a fighter." It was brutal, but it was scientifically accurate. He moved down the line. He looked at another guy, analyzed his stance, and instantly nicknamed him the footballer, telling him he looked more like he belonged on a soccer pitch than in an octagon. Another guy got hit with a reality check when Arman joked that it looked like he eats a lot more than he trains. You see, an amateur gets offended or tries to talk back. A pro? A pro stays stoic because he knows his worth. Real killers in this sport don't need to act tough. Their presence speaks for itself. But here's where the video gets absolutely mind-blowing. It was later revealed that one of the guys in this lineup wasn't just some guy off the street. He was an elite, world-class freestyle wrestler who actually competes at the World Championships. Think about that. This guy is a literal mutant. He has the cauliflower ears, the thick neck, the grip of a gorilla, and the cardiovascular system of a horse. 99% of people would point at him and say, "That's the UFC fighter." But Arman asked him to show his stance and throw a combination. In 2 seconds, Arman's fight IQ recognized the biomechanics. He knew instantly, you are a world-class grappler, but you don't have the striking base of a mixed martial artist. Spotting the difference between an elite wrestler and an elite MMA fighter is a level of detail that you cannot fake. Phase 2 was the physical test. Talk is cheap, so Arman told them to brace themselves. He started throwing low kicks and punching them directly in the abs. Let me remind you, this is a top 5 UFC lightweight throwing these shots. You can lie with your words, but your body doesn't lie when it absorbs impact from a professional striker. One guy was getting overly aggressive, trying to flex that alpha energy when he got hit. Arman saw right through it. An amateur kickboxer might flinch or shift his weight wrong. A real pro knows how to tighten the core, absorb the shock, and keep a poker face. Arman was scanning them like a Terminator. Finally, the sparring and grappling phase. On the mats, the truth always comes out. Arman watched them move, analyzing their hips, their base, and their submission defense. Slowly, he eliminated the pretenders until only the final 3 remained. And in a true testament to the demographics of the sport, the final 3 were all Chechen fighters. The tension was suffocating. Arman analyzed the data, trusted his instincts, and made his final choice. And here is where the producers pulled a massive prank. When Arman confidently pointed to the guy he believed was the pro, the host shook his head and said, "No, you failed. The real pro was actually the very first guy you eliminated." The whole room erupted in laughter. For a split second, you could see the shock on Arman's face. But then, the host cracked a smile and revealed the truth. Arman was absolutely right. He nailed it. His fight IQ didn't fail him. The story of the guy Arman picked deserves massive respect. This young Chechen fighter from France started his career at heavyweight. He went 1-2. Most guys would quit. But he rebuilt his body, dropping an unbelievable 4 weight classes to restart his career. That takes insane discipline, and he is now sponsored by the famous French Chechen blogger and businessman, Ibra TV. Arman recognized the fire in him and genuinely wished him the best of luck. So, Ilia Topuria thinks Arman is a dummy? We just watched Arman walk into a room of killers, roast a steroid user, identify a world championship wrestler, see through a prank, and find a hidden MMA gem. That is genius-level fight IQ. Smash the like button, write in the comments if you would have guessed the fighter. Remember the first rule of Fight Club. Tell everyone about Fight Club. Subscribe to the channel. Every adept of the cult must make sure the cult grows. This was Combat Cult MMA. Until next time.
Yo! Combat Code! MMA is back in the building. Forget the delivery. Grab your burritos and some extra hot wings. We're talking blood, sweat, and some real legendary championship shit. Let's go! Saturday night and the lights are glowing. Dana's in the back and the money is flowing. The ball boss promised the White House show, but all we got is heavyweights moving real slow. I'm on the couch watching the main card. Why is making weight so freaking hard? Adesanya's out here looking like a pro, but Joe Piper's hands are ready to go. It's the Combat Cult. We're obsessed with the cage, watching sweaty dudes on a global stage. From the BJJ mats to the octagon floor, we're screaming data, give us some more. Leg locks, head kicks, and a broken nose. That's just how a regular Saturday goes. Yo! Check the prelims, don't you dare fall asleep. Now the old Sterling's making opponents weep. The ladies in the cage throwing hooks so clean, folding defenders like a laundry machine. Then comes the BMF, the belt for the tough. Is Max still the king, or has he had enough? Oliveira's a backpack, he's glued to the spine. If you can't wrestle, man, you're running out of time. Buggy chokes, rubber guard. Why is the ground game so freaking hard? Herb Dean's waiting, looking at the clock while someone's getting kicked straight in the pausa. Wait! 100K respect points to the ref. The crowd is going wild. They're going down! 3 Codys on the card. Is this a glitch? One's got fast hands, the other's in a ditch. Is Izzy still a lion or a pampered house cat? He's getting taken down, laying flat on the mat. Get your tissues ready, wipe away the tears. The anime kid is facing all his fears. 1-5 in his last 6, that's a tough pill. But the Combat Cult is hungry for the thrill. It's the Combat Cult, we're obsessed with the cage, watching sweaty dudes on a global stage. From the BJJ mats to the octagon floor, we're screaming Dana, give us some more. Leg locks, head kicks, and a broken nose. That's just how a regular Saturday goes. Yeah! So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button too. Combat Cult MMA is coming for you. Eat your wings, keep the vibes real high. We'll see you next time until the legends die.